I really love it. Is really a franchise that I grew up with, and especially the NetherRealm titles of this franchise are very close to my heart and introduced me to fighting games, which I'm also a fan of. And my love for this franchise gets divided into multiple categories on why I love these games so much. For example, the gameplay, the story, or in this case, the sometimes hit or miss designs of Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I'm talking about the drip, the sauce, the dookie fits, the mid fits. I'm including most of the characters in this series. And you may ask, how will you proceed further? Don't even worry about it. I got it on lockdown. We will have 5 realms that we will enter throughout this series. And yes, I said realms. And the first realm we would have is the Ninja realm. In this realm, we will talk about the outfits that Mortal Kombat ninjas such as Sub-Zero or Scorpion wore throughout the games and how they progress throughout the games. And which one, of course, are my favorites and which one I find kind of ugly. The purple door right next to it would be the human realm, or meta-human realm at this point. In this round, we will talk about people like Johnny Cage or Sonya Blade and look how their drip progressed throughout the history of Mortal Kombat. In the middle door, we will talk about outworld characters, for example, Baraka or Melina. And on the green right door, we will talk about the villains of Mortal Kombat, because I know most of the villains in Mortal Kombat are from outworld, but I kind of wanted to do it separately from outworld. And the last yellow door on the right would be for deities, for example, Fire God Liu Kang, Raiden, or Titans. With the explanation now out the way, let's enter our first round.
Excellent.
So a big staple of the Mortal Kombat franchise, except for the gore, are obviously the Mortal Kombat ninjas, which come in different colors, with yellow being Scorpion aka Hanzo Hasashi, blue being Sub-Zero aka Bihan or Kuai Liang, green for Reptile aka Sizoth, purple being for Rain aka I don't know his government name. Let me look up. And I could keep going, for example, with red for Ermac or gray for Smoke. So you probably already noticed a trend here that every single ninja in the Mortal Kombat franchise is color coded to their respective ability or power that they possess. With this simple concept, it isn't surprising to hear that until Deadly Alliance, the ninja designs have been super simple, with only minor changes to, for example, the masks of the ninjas. In the 2D era of Mortal Kombat, which is MK Trilogy, Ultimate MK3, Mortal Kombat 3, Mortal Kombat 2, and Mortal Kombat 1 for the people that don't know, the designs of the ninjas are often held to basic ninja design. I think if I tell you right now to close your eyes and think of a ninja, you will probably think of one of those designs. If I had to pick which game of the 2D era has the best ninja costumes overall, I would pick Ultimate MK3, because in the first Mortal Kombat, I'll be honest, the ninja suits kind of look like Halloween costumes. So it was nice to see that as the games got better, that design also evolved and got a bit more expensive. I especially love the segments throughout the costumes. But there's one design in Mortal Kombat 3 that sticks out in particular, in the form of the maskless costume of Sub-Zero from the original MK3, not Ultimate MK3. I'm talking about the normal MK3, in which he is the only ninja in the whole game, which will be a quick interlude to talk about maskless ninjas in Mortal Kombat. This segment I will mostly talk about the NRS games, talking Mortal Kombat X, 11, and 1, because I played these games the most. Saying I hate when Mortal Kombat ninjas don't wear their masks, and most of the time it looks weird. I just never got behind it. Especially in MK11 and MKX, it really bothered me in the story mode. Like, bro, the mask is like 50% of your drip. If the mask gone, the drip gone. You just a regular dude with like a cosplay on. I don't know. And it doesn't help. That is one critique point that many people have about the Mortal Kombat franchise, that they change the faces every single game. So while I'm playing the story mode, I have to get familiar with the face I'm looking at, while I'm seeing this gorgeous design from the downside, and then just this weird ass face I've never seen on the upper side. Well, I have to say this doesn't apply as much to the recent Mortal Kombat game MK1, because the face models there actually look very impressive, or better. Maybe it is because they're not old men. Like, I don't know. So in this game, it doesn't really bother me too much. And they wear their masks for a majority of their cutscenes. So yeah, ran over. Now, if you take a look at the 3D era of Mortal Kombat games, we have some real gems to look at. For example, the reptile design in Deadly Alliance. Hey, bruh. I think this is the best reptile design we ever had. I know people hate on the animalistic reptile, and much would prefer like designs from Mortal Kombat 9 or even MKX, even though I kind of find MKX reptile ugly.
What?
But you cannot tell me this is not fire. Or Mortal Kombat Deception Sub-Zero. Not this one. That one. That one.
Fucking that bitch cause I had to.
I personally love when Sub-Zero's designs hint to a cold atmosphere at the Lin Kuei, which is his clan. And if you're the Grandmaster of the Lin Kuei, why not dress accordingly? I mean, it's gonna be cold, it's gonna be freezing. If you ever move into an MK2, please make something like this his base design. Even though Sub-Zero is Noob Saibot right now, but that's another story. Scorpion's designs in the 3D era are kind of a miss for me personally, especially the Mortal Kombat Deception one, because he just looks like a wrestler. You can't even see the belt, he's like a wrestler. He looks like if Rey Mysterio could go Super Saiyan. But the Deadly Alliance Scorpion, that is a different story. This Scorpion looks like he's back for vengeance, with him having two variants. One where he's just a skull, which is super cool. One with a mask, just like regular Scorpion, but he has those spikes coming out, those golden spikes. It looks very cool. This design is probably the best in the 3D era for Scorpion. But what I really like about this costume the most, that you can really see that this dude is not human.
Something's wrong with him. That's not human, man. You're not regular, man.
And then there are also ninjas whose design peaked in the 3D era of Mortal Kombat. For example, Ermac's design in MK Armageddon. I think this might be the definitive Ermac for me. Hey, I don't know about y'all. Or, oh my god, can we talk about MK Armageddon Reptile? How ugly can you be? I know like 2 minutes ago I said I like when Reptile be reptiling, but this hybrid thing, I never was a fan of it. This is also why I never liked the MKX design, because in my view, you only do two things. Either you go full Reptile, or you do it like MK1, where he has a reptile and human form. My favorite Noob Saibot design is also in Armageddon. He looks fresh as hell in that game. While I can add that Noob Saibot is probably the overall best looking ninja out of all of them. Throughout every single game appearance he has been in.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
In the heat of battle, he don't miss.
No.
In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.
No.
And I will say, let's transition into the NRS games, because I want to talk about Smoke from MK9 so bad. Look at this majestic ass hair. Look at this guy. This is without a doubt my favorite Smoke design because it's just so different. Mortal Kombat 9 also has one of my favorite Scorpion designs of all time. Back in the day I said I wasn't really a fan of gold in the Scorpion costume, but this right here is insane. Screw what I said about the Deadly Alliance Scorpion. This dude right here is not human. But you want to get jump scared? I always hated the MKX Scorpion design from the depths of my heart. Like, why does he look like a backpacker? What are all these belts for? And I really don't understand. In the promotional material for MKX, he always looked cool as hell. In game, he looks fat. Like, he looks weird. But I think that issue goes back to MKX art style in general. Everybody looks wet and old. Like, I know what they were going for here, a more mature, darker Mortal Kombat, and they kind of succeed in certain areas, but for certain characters it just doesn't work. Like, why does Liu Kang look old and young at the same time? But to my surprise, Sub-Zero looks completely fine in this game, so I don't know what they did with Scorpion, but Sub-Zero looks good in this game. But don't even worry, the game later we would get saved, ladies and gentlemen. I present the best Scorpion design of any Mortal Kombat, MK11 Scorpion. This Scorpion design is pure perfection, and I think that this costume deserves more love. Bro, we still got people that say MKX Scorpion is better than 11's design wise. Like, bro,
Shut up, man.
I love the addition of different colors to this design that aren't brown or gold. Like, he has red clothing pieces underneath and even silver armor, but not to the point where it lets you think that it would hinder his mobility, which there is a design where I strongly think that, but we will get to it later. But in general, MK11 did a great job with the Mortal Kombat ninjas, or the ones that are in the game, being Sub-Zero, Scorpion, and Noob Saibot. I won't get into the alternate costumes that you can create in this game. I know they brought some old costumes back to life and put them in the game, but this video would be 18 years long if I would go over every cosmetic. But just know they're fire, and I really like MK11. Combat League made me rage every day. But now we have reached the current end of the ninja's design discography with the newest entry, MK1, in which the universe gets reset and a bunch of stuff happens. You know, go watch Tunari or something. I'm not about to explain the whole story. But anyway, the designs of the ninjas get stripped down to the essentials in this game. Kind of like the original Mortal Kombat 1. With no armor, no metal, just a mask and straight cloth. But of course, the ninjas keep their iconic colors. But overall, I am kind of tired of these designs. At first, I was like, oh, how cool. Pretty simple ninjas, ninja 101. But now I'm kind of tired. Like, I noticed Scorpion doesn't even have a hood. Yes, no mystique. No. And I know those characters are practically at the beginning of their careers. Come Grandmaster or whatever. But a bit more intrigue would help those designs. Especially for the fact that the alternate costumes in this game either cause money or are complete trash. For real, how do you take such a big step backwards? Like MK11 had it all set up. Various ways how you could customize and make your character unique. My Sub-Zero does not look the same as your Sub-Zero, and I can guarantee that. MK11 was just so rich of different clothing items that you could use. But this game has like only 1 or 2 gear pieces and then some recolors. Bro, it seems like they didn't have time to develop this game. So yeah, I ran decide if I had to pick one best looking ninja off Mortal Kombat 1, I would probably pick Sub-Zero because I like his hair. That is practically the only thing differentiating these ninjas in MK1 because the clothes are practically the same, just recolors and a few different touch-ups. And that would be about everything I have to say about Mortal Kombat ninjas. Of course, there are the secret ninjas, but mostly those were ninjas that we have today. For example, Ermac was a secret ninja, Noob Saibot was a secret ninja, Human Smoke was a secret ninja. But nowadays, I can say I like Floyd's design. Pretty promising what he will become in the future, maybe.
Impressive.
So the humans off Earthrealm are mostly not the main topic if you speak about Mortal Kombat. We have resurrected ninjas, evil sorcerers, and then there's a woman who just happens to have military training. This kind of reminds me of Hawkeye and Black Widow in the original Avengers. Like, they were a part of the team and important, but they don't really be doing too much. In the 2D era, there were only 3 humans who were running this business: Johnny Cage, Sonya Blade, and Jax Briggs. And while Sonya Blade and Jax Briggs had different drip even back then, Johnny Cage is kind of left behind. I'm gonna be honest, I don't like his designs in these games. He just looks like a fighter. Not even UFC fighter, boxing, no, he just looks like a fighter. But in the 3D era, you can see more of his personality shining through, even though his costume doesn't change too much from each game. But even in the 3D era, for example, Armageddon, people like Jax Briggs or Sonya Blade was putting on the drip. They look flick ready. We even have people trying to copy their swag. For example, Darius, a dyed Jax Briggs, save $1 Jax Briggs. We got a Jax Briggs at home. But in the 3D era, also some fashion deans. People that will never miss. For example, Noob Saibot, I already told you, dude, he does not have a bad design throughout the whole series. And there's another character I think that about, named
Weezy out of here. Weezy out of here.
What did you say? You can't see him? Man, he's just over there. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I can't enhance. Hold up. Oh, he's just farming. But for every Kenshi or Noob Saibot, we get someone like Cabal. He has never had a good design. I'm sorry. His weapons are cool, but he looks like straight.
Start digging in your butt, twin.
What? I never got behind any of his designs. Same with Kano. I never was a big fan of any of his designs in any game. I mean, he looked fine in Mortal Kombat 11 in my opinion, but everything where I've seen him previously, he just kind of looked meh or bad. But there are 2 characters I have purposefully not mentioned throughout this whole video: Liu Kang and Kung Lao. Them 2 are swag students. They're students of the craft.
Real swag, niggas. Real swag, niggas. Real swag, niggas.
Throughout the whole series, those 2 are the most dripped out people out of Earthrealm. I would say those are enough humans from the 3D era of games. And let's move on to the NRS games. Mortal Kombat 9 marks for me the first good costume for Johnny Cage. I think you can really see the movie star aspect of his character. This costume really mirrors his egotistical view on himself. How obsessed with yourself you have to be to tat your own name across your chest. So yeah, I like this costume. But let's talk about MK9 women. Yeah, you really thought I wasn't gonna mention that. Ed Boon? Nah, Ed Goon. The women in MK9 are different than any other Mortal Kombat game ever. And I'm gonna leave it at that. And Sonya Blade is also different than the games before. And I'm gonna also leave it at that. More on that in the next video when we tackle Outworld. But for now, just know Sonya Blade looks fine. And I will say the same for all the 3D era humans that transfer over to NRS. For example, Nightwolf always kind of look the same to me. His design never changed, and it's okay, I guess. I never had nothing against it. The same can also be said about Strike, the most basic Mortal Kombat character. He is really just a cop in a world filled with ninjas and demons. But let's track back for a minute. You know what human Mortal Kombat design is very underrated? Cobra. He looks like a straight Tekken X Street Fighter character. He especially reminds me of Horang from Tekken. I think a modern take on his fit would be what could be world class. While in Mortal Kombat X, the old cast of humans look like old cast of humans and lost all of their drip, we get fresh blood in form of the Combat Kids, Cassie Cage, Jackie Briggs, and Kung Jin. While Jackie Briggs and Cassie Cage have that weak ab military drip on, I think that the military uniform from Cassie Cage actually fits her very well. And I always thought that this was a good debut design for her. Jackie Briggs, on the other hand, looks very trash. And don't even get me started on this man Kung Jin, bro. You know the fall of Rome was 1,500 years ago. Why are you still dressing like that? And that will make all of the combat. I'm joking. Those are not all Combat Kids. I left out the best one, the Prodigy, the Savior, the guy who is untapped potential impersonated. I always was baffled by the choice to not include him in Mortal Kombat 11. He was the most beloved Combat Kid by far, and him being the son of the Drip Goblin himself, Kenshi, who has never missed. I think he has so much potential for the future of Mortal Kombat. But after his first appearance in MKX, he just ended up being the DLC for MK1, while the other Combat Kids got into MK11. Nice. I just noticed I was really hating on Mortal Kombat X in the beginning of the video, but it also established a lot of good designs in this series. Another example would be, I think my favorite character addition to the franchise would be Aaron Black, because he's just so different. I like that he's so different and that he's like a mercenary.
We're mercenaries, but feel free to hire us if you need anything.
In Mortal Kombat 11, the human designs are kind of weak, but the standout here would be Jax Briggs.
Kinda bad though. Is that Frost?
And past Johnny Cage from the story mode, he looks so fire. And especially like the base designs of Kenshi and Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat 1. Those designs are very, very iconic already. Like, why does Johnny look so good in this game? But yeah, that will wrap up every human design that we would have in Mortal Kombat, or most of them. Even though I mainly make music content, thanks to everyone who still watched this video. And I'm also sorry that I was basically gone for a month and then just came back with a Mortal Kombat video and not a Pure Morning video. But still, thanks to everyone. So yeah, that's everything I have to say, and I'm out of here.
Damn, I'm lost in the sauce.